What's going on, guys? Welcome to Trash Talk episode 3, and today we're going to do things slightly differently, where instead of taking a topic that I curated and kind of talking about it in a scripted fashion, I'm actually going to read your comments about what some of the hottest takes in COD Zombies are. About a week ago, I posted on our community tab, what are some hot takes that you guys have about COD Zombies? I'm looking for different perspectives to the popular takes inside of the community. Now, we got about 20 to 25 comments, and I picked 10 of them, so if you are not selected for this video, don't get upset, don't get mad, it's nothing personal. I'm going to be making a ton of these. This is not the end, so keep leaving your comments and make sure that they are the spiciest, most intense COD Zombies takes in history. And now with all that out of the way, let's get into our first comment. This comes from Sawtooth, who says, Zetsabo is the best map on Black Ops 3. It's even more polished than Origins, and not enough people give it credit for that. Now, for those of you who know me, I am a huge Zetsabo Nishima shill. I personally think that it's one of the best maps on Black Ops 3 as well. But here's where the take is spicy. Comparing it to Origins and saying that it is more polished than Origins is slander to the Zombies community. And I don't know, I can kind of see it being that way because it really did push Black Ops 3 to a new level. We had the golden bucket, we had the plant watering system, tons of little side Easter eggs, we had 2 boss fights. It was a pretty epic map. I really did love it. But comparing it to Origins, you're a braver man than I. Coming in with our next comment is from Becky. The ray gun is one of the worst wonder weapons ever put in the game. It looks annoying, it sounds annoying, annoying people like it, and it is terrible. I just was cracking up when I saw this. It's so ridiculous. So I don't know if I totally agree with this take. I personally am not a huge ray gun fan. I think it's good to use in the older games. It was pretty much worthless in Black Ops 3, and I've kind of grown to hate how it reloads, where you just like remove the tip and then shove batteries in it. It's kind of annoying. I'm a big fan of the ray gun Mark II and all the variants inside of Alpha Omega, so I definitely can see this as a perspective. Don't totally agree with it, but hey, to each their own. Our number 3 comment is from Johnny Utah 1996. Die Rise is actually a good map. The verticality of the map is actually really cool. The wonder weapon is awesome, and the atmosphere and skybox of the map is some of the best in Zombies. I dislike how much hate this map gets in the community. Hey man, I totally understand that. If you love it, you love it. I personally don't know much about Die Rise, so I don't even feel like I am qualified to really talk about it. But for those of you hardcore fans out there, what do you think about this? I have loaded into Die Rise many times. I get so confused at what to do. Nothing feels intuitive. I don't really know where I'm going. The map is ugly and feels dull. The elevator system is just kind of confusing. You can only hold on to one part at a time. I honestly load in there and I don't know what to do. And I don't totally feel like that with most Zombies maps, where I load in and I kind of know where I'm going. I know where I'm navigating. I know what doors to open. I know where to not go. But with Die Rise, I don't feel any natural intuition at all, which is why I don't like that map. Coming in at number 4, Chaotic Turnip 9. I don't think Call of the Dead is an S tier map like so many say. The VR11 is poop. The Scavenger doesn't mean anything past round 40, and George is more of a nuisance than anything else. A temporary Wonder Waff does not justify putting hundreds of rounds of ammo into George just to kill him, only for him to come back the next round. I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, which is why I wanted to put it in there. I think that Tagged or Toten is a pretty awful map. I don't like it, but I was playing Call of the Dead not too long ago to get some footage for another video, and I found myself actually enjoying this different take of Zombies. Would I want this aspect in every map? Would I want a George tier boss in every map? Would I want a weird VR11 wonder weapon in every map? Probably not. But for a unique experience every now and then, I think that is satisfying with Call of the Dead. But I'm going to have to agree with this. I don't think it's an S tier map. I do enjoy it, but hey, it is what it is. Coming in at number 5 is from Will, I want to say, XWVLL, and he says, I think Darren Fang is the only true top tier Zombies map. If you're playing anything else, then shame on you. And then he puts a little emoji to let us know that he's trolling. But hey, that's what this is all about. Trash Talk is about subverting your expectations, and I think we can all agree that Darren Fang is amazing. I mean, just think of all the features that it has right now. It has a wonder weapon, it has a boss fight, it has an Easter egg, it's its own unique round-based experience, it has pause oh, wait a second. None of that's true. What are we even talking about? And at number 6, we have Dylan Leduc 69. My time has come, he says. Shadows is overrated as fuck. Okay, here's where I agree and here's where I disagree. I think Shadows at the time that it came out was an epic zombies experience, and it picked up where it left off with that epic journey style Easter egg quest that we were going for in Origins. It picked up right where we left off with that and just kind of took the story forward, took the gameplay forward, and it was really, really unique. Now, playing it 5-6 years later, I don't quite enjoy it like I used to. It's fun, but it's very easy, and I get bored with it since there isn't really a lot to do. It's just kind of Easter egg heavy. It's just fun for getting the sword and kind of beating the Shadow Man, but that's really it. So it doesn't really have a ton of replayability in my mind compared to some of the older maps before it and the newer maps that have kind of blown us away, like Drak, Gorod, Revelations, anything from BO4, and even Cold War, I think have a lot more life inside of it, but Shadows was revolutionary and you can't take that away from him. And our number 7 comment is from Luke Doran. Any hard, tight quarters map where high rounds are near impossible is a good map. Knowing I can infinitely train with no worries on a map with massive rooms ruins the excitement. So I kind of agree with this, but in order for a map to be amazing, in my opinion, it has to be balanced with a great quest, a great boss fight, great wonder weapon, great gameplay mechanics, great high round capabilities, and have that perfect balance of story and gameplay and function. And I think some maps like Shangri-La are a little too tight quarters and not very great in the wonder weapon department, where a map like Drak has amazing wonder weapons, but it's fairly easy, but it still has a nice setting. So there's so many things that could really go into a map, but I do think that this is very important to highlight that maps with impossible or tight quarters are very fun to get good at and try to figure out how to master. I think Moon is a very good example of this, where the best high round strategy is to stay in, I think, Tunnel 11 and kind of stand by that window so you're not really going far into the map and training outside where there's no oxygen. Like, you have to utilize the hacker, and maps like that provide a good challenge for high rounders, which I think is a good thing to do. And Stim Bear coming in with our number 8 comment, and he says, Victus is a great crew, even better than Ultimus, I'd argue. Oh my gosh, what are you doing, Stim? They fit the world so well as annoying, more human stereotypes that are surviving a horrible landscape and only brought together by circumstance. The fact that they all have clashing backgrounds and are constantly stressed and fighting each other about it only adds to it. They can be annoying at times, and in Die Rise and Buried especially, where they're a little more focused on the world and each other instead of jokes, but I adore them. I hate Victus. I don't like this comment. It's scaring me. It's weird. I don't get it. I don't understand it. What is happening? Okay, so here's what I want to say about the Victus crew. I am not a fan of them at all. I find them all very, very annoying. The only person I really do enjoy is Stuhlinger, and that's pretty much because he has Richtofen living in his head. I think that's Stuhlinger. I get them kind of mixed up. That being said, the problem with the Victus crew and the problem with the community in general is we end up hating things that are new before they have had time to develop. This happened with the Chaos crew. It happened with the IW Zombies game. It happened with the World War II Zombies game. And we've really only seen success from anything related to the Aether storyline, whether it's Primus, Ultimus, or the Dark Aether Cold War crew. So I would like to see other crews actually have a shot, like Victus, like Chaos, whatever, whoever it is. It doesn't particularly matter to me, but I really feel like Victus did end up in that Chaos crew kind of bubble where they were shortchanged. We didn't really get to see where they could have taken them. And luckily, Blundell had the comic series, which actually kind of developed them a lot, but I still don't think like it was enough for the average fan. But still don't like them, don't like what they have done with them thus far. Hopefully we get to see some cool stuff with them in the future of Cold War Part 2 or whatever they do with the Dark Aether storyline. Coming in at number 9 is a comment from Mark Guame or Guami. This isn't too far out there, but I thought it should be mentioned. Zombie maps shouldn't be ranked on how good their Easter egg is. Most of the time, maps shouldn't be ranked high because the map has a good Easter egg. Wow. This comment triggered me. Mark, you put me into a coma. You're giving me stress. I need to go to a hospital. I need to see a doctor. What's happening? I am freaking out, man. No, seriously, I don't entirely disagree with this statement. I'm an Easter egg head, so I like a difficult Easter egg with a difficult boss fight, so that is going to weigh heavily into whether or not I like an Easter egg. That being said, I was just talking about Luke's comment a moment ago, and I truly believe that a good map has to have that balance, and I think that's why maps like Drak or Die Maschine or 9 have such love and reverence towards them, because they struck this balance of awesome atmosphere, awesome gameplay mechanics, pushing the mode forward, but they don't entirely punish the player for mistakes that the map and the developers make. It's the mistakes that the player makes that punish the player, which is how it should be. And I think when you have this nice, unique balance balance of a map in a nice space with great weapons, it really can take it to another level when you're replaying it years later. Which is actually why I think Cold War is going to be looked at as one of the best zombies experiences we've ever had, because I think the replay value with that game mode is a lot higher than most, simply because the gameplay loop is so freaking good. Because you don't want to do the Easter egg every time, especially when you've been playing the same maps for years and years and years. So our number 10, our final comment, comes from Luke2954, and he left 3 comments. I'm only going to pick one, and the comment that really piqued my interest was number 3. Derice is better than Kino der Toten. Kino didn't add anything that Derice didn't already have and do better, with the exception of Nova Crawlers, but let's be honest, Kino would have been better without them. Now, at first this didn't seem too controversial to me, but then I started thinking about how beloved Kino is in the community. It is Chaos's #1 map, and I bet you it's many other people's #1 map, because not a lot of people started their zombies journey inside of World at War. They came in at Black Ops 1 and they saw that theater, they got the thunder gun, they saw the crawlers, they were in teleporters, and they were just in awe at the amazement that Treyarch had, bestowed upon them. And for players like me who started in World at War, I thought Shino Numa was revolutionary. I thought Derice was revolutionary, and Kino didn't really impress me. It still doesn't. I, most of the time, don't even remember that it exists, because I truly don't find it that remarkable. So while that might have been an innocuous comment, it really was a lot more controversial than I think I gave it credit for initially. So thank you guys so much for all of the comments, for all of the love and the support on the community tab. I really do appreciate it. I didn't want to make this video like 30 minutes long reading everybody's comments, because I want to see how this series does as a whole. So don't forget to leave more trash talk comments. I want to hear more controversial statements from you guys. The more controversial they are, the better. Thank you for sticking around. If you enjoyed the video at all, please leave a like and subscribe for more content just like this, and I will see you guys all in the next video.